Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so we're heading back to Gettysburg. After my meeting at Hanover, I stopped at ROFO, Royal Farms, greatest fried chicken ever. But I started the carnivore diet again, so I got grilled chicken. It's alright. Not the same. Anyway, we're heading back to Gettysburg. And gotta go to the studio. 2 o'clock. Got a show with Chaz Fennell. So if you're a first lieutenant on Patreon, actually I'm gonna make all of the recording sessions available to the other tiers because because I'm trying to save up some more episodes while we're recording. So I know I had said that I was gonna not release any in December to hold on to the I think I had like 4 or 5 or 6 in the can there to save for January. But I think I like to be 2 months ahead, so I want to get another month's worth of recording in, and so therefore I am making the recording sessions available to everyone for this month. Yeah, so that you have something. And you get a little piece of what the first lieutenants get to experience, the wonder of it all, the magnificence, if you will. And maybe you'll want to be one. History Underground, the Explore Act, freedom! Exactly. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. The National Park Service can no longer oppress us. It is back. Freedom is back. I'm glad. Actually, lots of people are glad. I've been hearing from a couple of people so far who feel happy. I was told by the park is urging caution. Learn what their marching orders are from their superiors as to how to handle the news. I'm paraphrasing. I just had a laugh. I was like, how do you need a directive to get out of the way? I mean, is that they're or are they waiting to see how they can circumvent it? Like, what does that even mean? Thank you, Matthew. Nice to see you in the comments again. Hello again, Barbara. History Underground says you should drive over and film something on the battlefield just because you can. I should. I don't have time. I got to get to the studio because I have a show to do. But we're going to... There was something I started to do last spring. I only did it once, and then I never put it out because I didn't have time yet. And then the whatchamacallit, then I was told I needed to get permits, so I didn't do anything with it because it was, So now I can do it, and I'm gonna start doing them, but probably when the spring comes, and you'll see why when they come out. Good afternoon, Jeffrey. How are you? So we're at where are we here? We're at the intersection of 116, which in Gettysburg we know is the Hanover Road, and 3rd Street, or Oxford Avenue, depending on which way you go. So JD, I don't know if you got my text, but 7 p.m. for the live stream on Friday works for me. Do you need to send me a link for that or something? I guess you'll do what you got to do, and I will take care of it accordingly. So what I'm talking about, folks, JD has very kindly invited myself and 6 questions on to talk about the guiding exam. I assume it is from the perspective, it's the night and day thing that he's going for there, getting a success and a failure. But I'm glad to be included as the failure, because it is very, it is no joke, the test. It is no joke. Jeffrey says, it's a beautiful day. Love the show yesterday. Amazing job as always. Thank you very much. Jeff, are you the one who sent in like 8 questions, trying to give 6 questions a run for his money? I like the multiple question competition here. What the hell are these people doing? So now we're kind of on the outskirts. I don't know if that's technically all Hanover that I was just in there, but in my mind it is. And now we enter the village of Brushtown. Hi, I'm in Brushtown. The problem with going to Hanover on 116 is there's no passing zones. So if you get stuck behind a abider who goes the speed limit, or what we like to call a tractor trailer, or what we like to call a old blue hair, you're gonna have a hard time. It's gonna be very frustrating. You're gonna be going very slow, and there's no way to pass. So I don't always, it depends on where in Hanover you want to go. Pretty big. So if you take 116, that's going to take you directly into town. If you take 30, well, and also 116. So you can take 30 or 116 to get to the, what I like to call the cancer-riddled area of town, which is where all of the box stores are and restaurants and things like that, which in Gettysburg would be the area along Route 30, east of town, where Walmart and Sheetz and Giant are and all that stuff. Mike 6 questions says, Jeffrey, I respect it. Great questions. And Jeffrey says, yes, and humbled to be in the same category as 6Q. You've created your own. You were 8 questions. 8 questions, Jeff. Jeff says, Michael, thank you. Seems like every question answered opens up more questions. Damn right. Damn right. That's why when I started doing this, people were like, how long can you do a show about a 3-day battle for? And I was like, oh, you stupid bastard. Little do you know, is what I would say. And you'd be like, don't talk to me like that. I'm your uncle. Yeah, okay. Well, no. One question leads to another. Always something. And then when you zoom out from the Battle of Gettysburg, as we're going to start doing this year, thanks to the guide exam, and you start talking about the Civil War in general, or in Colonel, you realize there's so much to learn. You can't learn it all. You know, I'm very happy, back to JD's comment about the Explore Act. I'm very happy about it. And there's a funny little story. There was a very kind listener put me in touch with a law firm when the permit issue came about. And the law firm does these pro bono cases against the federal government, and they wanted to make a case on my behalf about the permitting process and how it's unconstitutional for various reasons. And in the area who would join you, because that would be, and I would be the one who would be retaliated against by the park. And then he said, well, then you have a retaliation lawsuit. And I go, well, you know, I have a good relationship with the Park Service, and I like it, and I'd like to keep it that way. And I don't want to spend the next 10 years suing, even if it is free. I would rather just, you know, navigate the waters as they are. And I said, because there's this legislation in the works that if it passes, and I spoke to some staffers who said by the end of the year, or at least the end of Biden's term, it should pass and be signed into law. And I said, so I think it's better to just wait it out, because then, you know, the law will change and it will be a moot point. So I'm glad that's what we did, because the law changed and it is now a moot point. Michael says, by the way, how cool of a name is Pishagru Wolfuk? Wolfuk. I always liked that first name. Now, if that question was on the exam, his name would have been either John or James. Jeffrey says, treat the park relationship like the New York State Lottery. Know your limit and play within it. Yep. I don't think there is one anymore, but yes, that when you're in it, that's what you do. Gail says, hello, good afternoon, and hello, good afternoon to you, Gail. Babra says, at Lentz, what is a popinjay? Somebody commented on that. So Mike, we were doing a lecture yesterday. Not a lecture, I'm sorry. We were doing a promo yesterday for one of our Get Out of the Park tours. We were talking about General Stewart, and Mike called him a popinjay. And he said, but, you know, though he was a popinjay, he was a professional. And he posted about that. He quoted himself on his Facebook, and I shared it on the Addressing Gettysburg Facebook page. And my commentary was, oh, 6 questions. You know, like, you get it. And one of the people commented, what's your point? So I answered, to laugh. I'm not sure what exactly he was asking by saying, what's your point? But remember before on the morning drive when I talked about people who have a religious approach to this stuff? I'm guessing that's kind of what colors his thinking. But I don't know. Michael Suspension says, Barbara, it's derived from the French word for parrot. It indicates a person who likes to strut, is flashy, and is a bit self-centered. Barbara, you never heard the word popinjay? Really? Cavalry field is coming up on the right, and you know what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Without fear, I am now going to drive through. Oh, maybe it's not even open. They might have closed it. Did they? No, it's open. Looks like they plowed. All right. If you were to continue on that road and go straight, it'll take you right to Gettysburg, but we're going to go a different way for those of you who are new to all this. And this is East Cavalry Field by a guy named John or James Custer. No, George Custer, lest anybody not get the joke. It's George. One of the great things about Pennsylvania farm country is while you may plow, you get these snow drifts, and so you have patches of snow on the ground that came after the plows, and I find it to be an adventure driving around. But it's also, to me, that's country. In fact, Mary Poppins' original name was Mary Popinjay, but she changed it to avoid being blacklisted. All right, we're going to take it easy on the bend here because there's a nice drift. There we go. those of you just joining us, we're on East Cavalry Field, checking out the snow and the view. Sorry, I'm quiet. I have nothing to talk about. Chai says, did anyone else see that they're thinking of redoing The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson? Oh, come on. Why do they have to redo things? Why don't they, like, release a director's cut or something for the 40th anniversary or whatever's coming up? Like, could you imagine if they remade Blazing Saddles? Like, you can't... Comedy classics are comedy classics. Timothy York says, I love living vicariously on these Gettysburg drives. I can actually feel the tension relief just watching this. That's awesome. Matt, did you watch Yellowstone? I did. I haven't finished it yet, but I did like that show a lot. Thought it was very good. Sorry, gotta look and see. Somebody's trying to get a hold of me and he's being impatient. Hold on, I might lose you for a second. Okay, sorry if we had an interruption there. Yes, I loved Yellowstone. I thought it was very good. I love the riding. Really good horsemanship there. I just thought it was great. It was a great story. It's basically like The Sopranos with cowboy hats, which I thought was pretty cool. I liked 1883 as well. I liked 1923, although that was a little slower. 1883 was very slow, but I just love Westerns, so I didn't mind it. And then, you know, the end makes it all worth it. It's really heartbreaking, but it's a great origin story for Yellowstone. And, yeah. Brad, did I see the news of Federal Point closed? You did not. Federal Point did not close. The Federal Point Grill, formerly Dunlap's, closed. Federal Point Inn is still open. They still have the pub downstairs, and they believe are going to use the Dunlap's building for more rooms, I think is what I read. Chantel's watching 1923 now. Very good. Barbara says, I liked it. Didn't care for 1883 too much, and 1923 was just bad. Oh, okay. I hope they make it. So the jury's still out for me on 1923. If there's a second season that actually has some kind of a payoff, then I'll probably think it's good, unless they really ruin it. But if it's a standalone season like 1883 was, then I'll agree with you. It was bad. It was a disappointment. It was a letdown. I thought 1883. The first time around, I was like, well, that kind of was blah. Then I watched it again after I got more into Yellowstone. So I was late to the party on Yellowstone. And I think I watched, I don't know, 1 or 2 seasons. And then 1883 came out or something like that. And I said, well, let me stop here and I'll watch 1883 to get the origin of the whole story. And so I did. And at first I was like, meh, okay. And then I watched it again, I don't know, last year sometime. And I go, this is actually better. You just have to it's not a action-packed show, but I thought it was good. There were some things that were kind of annoying both times around. Like, it seemed to me that every time they came up to a river or they were about to come up to a river the next day, Sam Elliott and his right-hand man were having a conversation about how these people can't get across that river, and beyond that river is nothing but, what do you call it? Outlaws and Indians or something. And it's like, you say this before every river, and then you cross the river, and yeah, maybe you lose some, but when you get over the other side, there's not as many outlaws and Indians as you're talking about. Of course, there are as you move on, but I don't know. I still thought it was good. I thought it was beautifully shot. I loved the when they had gunfights and other stuff. I thought that was all really good. And I have to say that the McGraw-Hill team was pretty damn good. This surprised me. I guess it helps to actually be married sometimes. No, Ty, you're right. You can't recreate Leslie Nielsen's timing and delivery. That's the thing. I like Liam Neeson, but I don't know. He's not. The thing that was great about Leslie Nielsen is that he wasn't always a comedy actor, which neither was Liam Neeson. But Leslie Nielsen's comedy timing was impeccable. And I don't know about Liam Neeson. I mean, I've seen him in comedies, but never as the lead in a comedy. Chantel, I think you'll like Yellowstone most. It is the best one out of all of them. BKW says, huge congrats to 6Q. I look forward to booking a tour with you in the future. I look forward to Mike being in the spotlight on an address, on a what do you call it, Ask a Guide. Yes, Ty, that's one of my favorites. Like a blind man at an orgy, I was going to have to feel my way around. Like a midget at a urinal, I was going to have to stay on my toes. I got to watch those again. Because back in those days, you were allowed to be funny. So, it was just pure comedy. Brandon says you should have Jerry Hahn on again. Oh, I'd love to have Jerry on again. I thought he was great. I liked him. Yeah, we could reach out to him again. See if he'd want to come back. What is that smell? It smells like raw sewage. Oh, that was me. I swim in raw sewage. I love it. The only one of those that wasn't any good was the last one, 33 and a third. Oh, why did I go this way? Oh, Jesus, there's a wide load up ahead. That's why it's moving very slowly. It looks like it's carrying a house or something. So we're gonna avoid having to follow, because it's gonna get stuck in the square, I'll bet you. So we're gonna go another way. And that's okay. That's okay. That's why you learn the roads, folks. Straight ahead, let's see if I can zoom in on it for you. Upper at Stevens Knoll, you can see Slocum statue up at the top there. And to the left of that would be Culp's Hill. All right, and then we go, where are we going? The studio, so we're gonna go this way here. Jeff says, keep getting pesky work calls that disrupt the live. Hashtag first world problems. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. Ty says, the bit about him shooting the five guys wearing togas. Yes. I remember the first time I saw the movie as a kid, like that whole thing cracked me up. You know, that woman is, she plays Tony Soprano's mom in The Sopranos. That's Olivia Soprano. I forget her name. She died a long time ago, but that's her. Yeah, because he goes, well, the next time I see five weirdos dressed in togas stabbing a man to death in full view of 100 people, I shoot the son of a bitch. She goes, those were actors. What does she go? That was a production of Shakespeare in the Park. That was Julius Caesar. Those were actors, you moron. And what does he say? He says something like, oh, well, they were very good, or something like that. And then there's another one where, I think it's in the second one, where he's fired and he's emptying out his file cabinet and he goes, oh, it's the missing evidence in the Kramer case. And Ed is like, Frank, that guy went to the chair 12 years ago. And he just tosses it aside. All right, we've arrived at the Addressing Gettysburg headquarters. And my friend Mike is waiting impatiently in his car for me. So I'm going to go and let him in so he can pee. Nancy Marchand, there you go. That's it, right, guys? I forgot. Thank you very much. Well, that's great. I've been dating too. Nice girl and author. She wrote the book on male sexual dysfunction. You probably read it. Yeah, that's another good line. See, so many great lines there. So many great lines. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just, somebody's trying to spam us there, so I'm going to that. And there we go. All right. You guys have yourselves a great day. Talk to you later.